Hello everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Polity Quick Revision series. In this video, we'll specifically talk about the dissolution of the Lok Sabha. Here we'll take a look at the different ways in which the Lok Sabha can be dissolved. We'll take a look at the kind of bills that lapse or that do not lapse on dissolution. So without any further delay, let's get started.
Rajya Sabha is, how many years is Rajya Sabha? Five, 6, 4. Lok Sabha 4, 5, 6. Okay, somebody said this. Okay. And what about the Lok Sabha?
5 years.
5 years. Okay. So there is a difference here. Okay. And in Rajya Sabha, basically what happens is 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. They sort of get, they retire every year. Sorry, every other year. Okay, so 6 years. So that is what it means by it is not subject to dissolution. There is no one point in which all the members of Rajya Sabha retire. Okay, but in Lok Sabha, it is subject to dissolution. Dissolution. What is dissolution? Right? You dissolve the house. Unlike prorogation, okay, which we'll talk about, dissolution ends the very life of the existing house. So dissolution means ends the That means we have to go for fresh elections. Existing house. Okay, and a new house is constituted after general elections are held. Okay, now because we're talking about parliament, we're talking about general elections. General elections started from year 1952, the very first elections, right? And now we have the most recent one was in 2019, right? In 2019, where you had NDA against the UPA and some related alliances, plus some independents, right? Some regional parties. So all of that we had. So the dissolution of the Lok Sabha may take place in either of two ways. The first one is automatic dissolution. Okay, you will have automatic dissolution of your Lok Sabha after the period of 5 years. Okay, so that means that is the expiry of its tenure of 5 years. So you have sort of spent it. Okay, it is done and dusted. Has this ever been extended? Has it always been 5 years max?
During emergency, it's extended.
Okay, wonderful. So 1975, I guess, to 1976, something, during emergency, there was an extension of a year. Okay, excellent. Okay, that's great. So whenever the president decides to dissolve the house, there's a second one, he is authorized to do so. Once the Lok Sabha is dissolved before the completion of its normal tenure, the dissolution is irrevocable. Okay, and this happened, I believe, in 2004 when Atal Bihari Vajpayee, that particular government, I believe the deputy prime minister was, what's his name? Is Sinthi or something? Oh, I'm forgetting his name. Okay, he was a deputy prime minister and they went in for newer elections. I think it was at the end of 4.5 years, but somehow it did not work out. And the UPA came to power. Okay, and who became the prime minister at that time? Manmohan Singh. Okay, so whenever the president so decides, he can dissolve the house. He is authorized to do so. And once the Lok Sabha is dissolved before the completion of its tenure, you cannot bring that back. Okay, so when the Lok Sabha is dissolved, all business, including bills, motions, resolutions, notices, petitions, all kinds of paperwork that is pending there, okay, pending before it or its committees. Inside the parliament, you have certain committees, which also I will talk about in a certain bit of detail today. So they must be reintroduced in the newly constituted Lok Sabha, right? All of these sort of paperwork. But however, there are certain ones that do not lapse. There are certain ones that do not lapse. What are the ones that do not lapse? I have all 6 points mentioned here. Okay. So it says, so the questions here will be blah, 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 lapses. Okay. True or false? Sahi hai ki galat? Okay. Something. Okay. Doesn't lapse. Okay, and so on and so forth. 4 options, something like this. And then again, you will have some final options as A as 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, something along these lines, right? So take a look at this. Just a cursory reading here is a bill pending in the Lok Sabha lapses, whether originating in Lok Sabha or transmitted to by the Rajya Sabha. Okay, a bill passed by the Lok Sabha, it has already been passed by the Lok Sabha, but it is still pending in Rajya Sabha. This lapses. Okay, a bill not passed by the two houses due to disagreement, okay, and if the president has already notified the holding of a joint sitting before the dissolution of the Lok Sabha, it does not lapse. The bill pending in Rajya Sabha, okay, it is still pending in Rajya Sabha, but has not been passed by the Lok Sabha. That also does not lapse. A bill passed by both the houses, but it is pending the assent of the president, it does not lapse. Okay, and the bill passed by the houses, both the houses, but returned by the president for reconsideration, does not lapse. See, a good trick here, okay, is that two bills lapse. Okay, two bills lapse. Again, this is one of those topics where you might have to revisit a few times more. Okay, so it is pending in Lok Sabha. Okay, irrespective of whether Rajya Sabha passes it. Second one, it is going to be Lok Sabha has passed it. Okay, and it's pending in Rajya Sabha. Apart from these, any other option that you can think of or the question throws at you, just go for no, 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 no. Okay, just remember which are the ones that lapse. Only a couple of points that you remember. So it's pending in the Lok Sabha, irrespective of whether the Rajya Sabha passes it. Okay, if it's pending in Lok Sabha, but Lok Sabha has passed it and it is it's pending in Rajya Sabha. Okay, that is another one that lapses. Okay, so just keep these two things in mind. So these are some of the tricks in which you know, possibly from 10 revisions you might have to bring it down to, like, you might be able to bring it down to 3 revisions or so. Okay, so that kind of helps.
All right, guys, so that brings us to the close of our video. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you found the video to be useful. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the very next video.